Hari Om. We will start with the questions from the small GDs. We have a few questions from yesterday and then we'll take up the questions for today. So, the first question, the questioner is Mrs. Usha Venkatachalam. Reference Kenopanishad Part 2, Mantra 3. The question reads, Guru says, if a person says, I know the knowledge, the person does not know. If another person says, I do not know the knowledge, that person really knows it. We find the terms knows and does not know used by the Guru.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Great. Good. Good. Yes. Correct. The same question. He answered it. Both teacher and student having the same question.
The next question, Monica Deepika. Questioner is Raghu. Individual equals matter plus spirit. Culturally, it is also said that individual has life. Wait. What does it mean when one says life leaves when one dies?
Yeah, he's not here. He went to Tokyo. Answer. Okay, since Raghu is not here, we'll quickly do the answer. Question, what is he asking? What is it? What is meant by life? What is meant by?
What does it mean when one says?
Mic. Shailesh, in the mic.
Culturally, it is also said individual has life. What does it mean when one says life leaves when one dies?
Yeah. That is prana. Here when one dies, when we say life left, actually life doesn't leave. What actually leaves is prana. So it is prana that leaves. Prana itself means life force. So in a very loose way, it is called as life. Life as in enlivening principle consciousness. Life as in prana. So here the English word seems to be same. The Sanskrit word differs. One is prajnanam, prajna, awareness, being conscious of, being conscious. That is life. Distinct and different from that is prana, which is also called as life. So, when we say a person is dead, consciousness doesn't die. The pranas have left. And we saw what prana is. Prana means the link between the subtle body and the gross body. Prana is that which connects the gross body and the subtle body. That the connection is cut. So the connection is cut from this body and it goes into another body. That is prana. So when we say there, what happens on death? Prana leaves.
The next question is from Rajani. Reference Kenopanishad on 3rd of March. You mentioned about being neurotic. Are we in neurotic state now because we are holding on tightly to our ego and attachments? Please elaborate.
I can see you. Wherever you are, I can see you. Rajni. About others, I don't know, but definitely you are neurotic only. Neurotic only. Everybody is in that neurotic state. Can't, in a state of hallucination. In a state of so convinced that which is not there you see, and you are so convinced that what is there, what you see is real. That which is not there you see. Second. and you have no doubt about what you see, and you are also convinced what you see is real. That's what the Upanishad says. There is this neurotic condition. Chronic it is. Chronic means it keeps reappearing. It keeps reappearing again and again and again. It's not that easy to let go of it. It's okay. You hold on to because you still have some hopes on it. Why are you holding on to? You hold on to anything as long as some hopes of you is resting on that, you will hold on to. That day all your hopes are lost, you let go. And it is highly neurotic to place hopes on the shadow. What hopes can you place on that? Any hopes that you place on that, you are bound to get disappointed. So any hope you place on the world, any hope you place on the matter, it doesn't, whatsoever the consequences, one result is the end. What is it? Disappointment is the result. You follow? You can hear it any number of times, but you believe that your hope will work somehow. Maybe other hopes here are all, maybe others' hopes won't work out, but yours will work out. So every individual specifically believe in that about themselves. You follow? It's kind of madness it is. It's kind of insanity it is. Lastly, an insane person won't understand that he is insane. Insanity means incapable of understanding that you are insane. The moment you develop the capability of understanding, maybe I could be insane, you are out of it. You follow? That is new. You can't even doubt it. You will be so convinced that yes, I am. Very difficult to conceive. So insanity is the inability to conceive that there could be something wrong. You follow?
The next questioner is Deepika. Reference Kenopanishad class on 2nd of March. Duryodhana was not confused. He was in heaven. How? Why? Please explain.
Say the question again.
Duryodhana was not confused. He was in heaven. How? Why? Please explain.
Reference Kenopanishad lecture. The connection I am still trying to understand the connection. Did I say that in any of the lecture? Did I say that? Then it is correct. Yeah, so if I have said it, it is correct. What is wrong with Duryodhana? What is wrong with Duryodhana? That we believe that he has to go to Naraka. What is wrong with him? He is selfish, coveting wealth. If selfish, coveting wealth and all is the reasons for Naraka, we all should be in Naraka, no? Are we in Naraka? If selfishness is the reason to go to Naraka, then we will be in Naraka. If coveting wealth is the reason to be in Naraka, then where we should be? We should be in Naraka. What is wrong with Duryodhana? Adharma. What is the adharma? What is the adharma of Duryodhana? That we believe that he should be in Naraka, whereas the story says he was in Swarga. We are all thinking that he should be in Naraka. The story says he went to Swarga. It means our concept of dharma and adharma is, different, or their concept of dharma and adharma is different. We have to go by the story, we have to accept the story fully. Isn't it? Why Duryodhana went to Swarga? Duryodhana represents all of us. Just as Arjuna is representing all of us, Duryodhana also represents all of us. What is the difference between Arjuna and Duryodhana? There is no difference at all between the two. For both are mishram. Both are mixture of good and bad. Both are mixture of good and bad. For the good, some period of time in Swarga. For the bad, some period of time in Naraka. It's mishram. It's called mishram, means mixture. What is wrong with Arjuna? What is wrong with Duryodhana? See, we are so conditioned to believe that all the Pandavas were dharmic and all the Kauravas were adharmic. It is easy to divide sections into two. It is so easy for us to divide one section as good and one section as bad. If we understand, it's always overlapping. It is neither good nor bad. It is good and bad. It is good and bad. So for the goodness that he has done, he will be, for the bad he will be in Naraka. For the good he will be in Swarga. Unfortunately, Arjuna saw him at the point of in Swarga, which he could not accept. If he had seen him in Naraka, he would have said, Dharma won, sir. Correct? Then he would have said, Dharma won. Dharma will laugh at us saying, what is winning? What are you talking me winning? What are you talking me losing? You follow? It's a mishram. Duryodhana wasn't a Rakshasa. He wasn't a dictator. He was a very good king. He had a flaw. What is the flaw he had? He had one flaw. He's not a bad king. He had a flaw, that's all. And that flaw is what everybody? That flaw is common to everybody. Meaning there will be some flaw in everybody. Maybe not that flaw, but definitely there is a flaw in everybody. Where there is some flaw, there is some good also. You follow? Is he overall bad? No. Is he overall good? Is he completely bad? No. Is he completely good? No. Is Pandavas completely good? Is Pandavas completely bad? So, law of karma is very clear. At different periods in time, you will be going through different lokas of Swarga and Naraka. Why he went to Why Duryodhana went to Swarga? Because he has done some good things. He has done some good deeds. Remember in the other classes we keep giving the example. In the hot summer afternoon, the person is going by, he is stuck in the public transport in Chennai bus. Imagine the summer and the crowd and all in the bus. You can't stand inside. You will feel like nauseating and running away from the bus. Stuck in the bus, and somehow he gets a window seat, sits there. He sees, he looks onto the road, the car passes by, and the window comes down, and a dog face comes out of the car. What that human being will think? What that human being will think? Lucky dog. It is better to be that dog than here, no? You follow? Why he should not go to Swarga? He is cheating. If I say Duryodhana is cheating, all profit making I should agree as cheating. If my profit making is legitimate and him as a Kshatriya wanting to have kingdom, how can you call it as cheating? You follow? It's not cheating. And they didn't cheat at all, because he followed the dharma. Duryodhana went to Swarga because he followed the dharma. What is the dharma? Hunting and gambling is allowed for Kshatriyas. Hunting and playing dice is allowed for Kshatriyas. For others, it's not allowed. So he used that. What is wrong in that? He used that which is allowed to him. So obviously he won and he will go to Swarga. If you have a problem with it, Dharma says, you change your understanding. Are you able to follow? So there is no, if it is adharmic, the whole lot is. Are you okay with it? So he was not adharmic. He followed the dharma. What is the dharma? The dharma of the Kshatriya is hunting. Why? Because the skills of him is kept alive by. If anybody else goes, ahimsa is a practice for all others, and that person has to be. If the soldier says, I will practice ahimsa, what will happen to the country? What will happen to the country? So certain things are given to. You follow what I am saying? Therefore he was following that. That's why nobody could say him calling the Pandavas for the game of dice is not adharmic. We don't read the story fully. We don't understand the dharma fully. We just learn. That's why I always say our understanding of Ramayana and Mahabharata comes from the TV serials. We see a TV serial and we understand Ramayana through the TV serial, isn't it? Ramanand Sagar, he himself is so confused. He himself doesn't know what Rama is. Patch, he picks up everything from there and he makes his own. Because his problem is TRP for next week. From that, if you derive the message, it will be like this only. You follow? There is the dharma, there is the Kshatriya dharma he followed, for which he will go to Swarga only. And sometime he will go to Naraka also. Why? Because something he did wrong also. Where is the problem? You follow? Hmm. Yeah. Ah, okay. Yes. Exactly. She thought Duryodhana is going to be permanently in Swarga. Swarga and Naraka are not permanent places, they are temporary places. Whether it's a geographical place or not, I really don't know. I don't know whether it is really a geographical place or it is not a geographical place. I really don't know. Edit all this from the recording. It is safer to believe it as a geographical place. At least some responsibly you will behave. It is better to believe it as a geographical place. You will behave responsibly at least. You follow? And hell and heaven in the Vedantic knowledge, in the Vedic knowledge, are not permanent places. They are temporary. Temporary. Last day of sun breeze, last day of sea breeze. Swarga is over. Isn't it? Swarga is over. Tomorrow we all will be back to we all will be back to that tomorrow. Why, sir, correct? No? From tomorrow we are back to that. Swarga is over now. That's all, isn't it? So what we will do, we will thank Reza, we will thank Manish, we will thank all of them for the Swarga and we leave. And before we leave, ask them for the next year retreat, are they coming? Ask them that. If they are coming, we will have retreat. If they are not coming, cancel the retreat. So the retreat is going to happen is not in my hands. Manish. This is how we put pressure psychologically. Swarga, Naraka, threatening, fear, and now you will not know what to do now. You are caught. Is it okay, Deepika?
The next questioner is Vasanti. The question reads, do we as individual human beings play a scripted role based on our gunas? How do we break the cycle and pattern?
As a human being, do we play a scripted role according to the gunas? And then how do we break it? Dharma is the script for the role. Role is what you are into. The script is given by Dharma. So that way there is no problem. Okay? Why do you want to break it? What is the need for a person to break the script? What is the need for a person to break the script? Unless you find a dosha in it, you will not want to break it. What is the dosha in it that you want to break it and transcend it? What is the dosha in it that you see that you want to break it? Actually, we have not seen any dosha till now for us to genuinely break it. And yet there is the dosha. What is the dosha? Atrupti. Atrupti is the dosha. Atrupti is the dosha. Trupti means contentment, satisfaction. Atrupti means a constant dissatisfaction. That constant dissatisfaction is not because of the script and the role. The dissatisfaction is because of what? That's why I need not break the script, I did not break the role. The dissatisfaction is not because of the role or the script. The dissatisfaction is because of when a role is given to you, you cross the boundary and start taking things upon yourself. Erroneous responsibilities you take. Again I repeat, the erroneous responsibility that you take for yourself is what gives you the atripti, and you want to come over. So you don't want to, from atripti you want tripti, and you believe the roles and the script is causing you atripti, and if I break it from atripti, I'll get tripti. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. Therefore, how to break it? Before asking how to break it, you ask why to break it. If is atripti because of the role, or is atripti because of some wrong perception I am having? It is the wrong perception that you have. You follow? Therefore, you don't try to break over the roles. You don't. If you have outgrown that, it will drop. You don't break it. It will drop by itself. Urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityor mukshiya mamrutat. That's how it should happen. The prayer. Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim shrishtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityor mukshiya mam amrutat. Urvarukamiva, like urvarukam, cucumber. If you have matured, it drops by itself. And maturity will happen by doing it fully. Maturity will not happen by constantly thinking how to break it, how to break it, how to break it. That's why in Vedas we will never talk about, in Vedas, Vedanta, we never talk about how to break it. We always talk about doing it fully. Doing it fully, not breaking it. We want to break it because of the pain element in it. Why do we want to break? Because at times it is very uncomfortable. At times it is very painful. So, what I am seeking is freedom from the atripti. You follow? Breaking from your roles is not going to give you tripti. Doing it fully is what is going to give you tripti. 15th chapter, verse number 20. Krita krityascha bharata. In chapter 15, last verse, he concludes the chapter by Krita krityascha bharata. What is tripti? Having done what ought to be done. Again, having done what ought to be done. Not breaking it. You follow? So it is always Krita krityascha. Krita krityascha bharata. Krita krityascha means the satisfaction of having done what ought to be done. But sir, you only keep saying break the samsar, you only keep saying break the cycle, you only say get out, all that, you are the one who is brainwashing us into, and then suddenly you come and say, your involvement in the role should be broken, not the role. Your attachment and your involvement in the role that you have to perform has to be broken, not the role. Okay, you try to break the role, nothing will change. Nothing will change. It will continue in some form or other, it will continue. Follow? Yes, sir.
If I have a tamasic guna that is prominent
Yes.
in the mix,
Hmm.
from a tamasic guna stage nature,
Yes.
do I change to a higher
Yes.
or sattva guna?
Yes.
What is it that we can try and do? change the gunas that come as a baggage.
Yes.
That's also a part of this question.
Yes. We all come as the guna package. We all come as the package. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. What is the way to break the Tamo Guna? The way to break the Tamo Guna is by saying, tie with your boots on. That is the way to break the Tamo Guna. Die with your boots on. It means till the last breath I'll be doing. Don't say something. I'll be doing what you ought to do. That is the way you break the Tamo Guna. How do you break the Rajo Guna? How do you break the Rajo Guna? From the feverish, agitated way of doing it, where you quickly want to finish it off and stop. What is Rajo Guna? What is Rajo Guna? You quickly want to finish it off so that you need not continue. That is Rajo Guna. So how do you break the Rajo Guna? I will keep doing it again and again and again. First I will do. You break the Tamo Guna. Rajo Guna. How do you break the Rajo Guna? I will keep doing it again and again and again. That's how you break the Rajo Guna. Because what is Rajo Guna? The way in which it is done, the action is done in a way where I quickly want to finish the action so that I can relax. That is Rajo Guna. An agitated way of, agitated, feverish, frustrated way of doing it. I am doing it, at the same time I quickly want to finish it also. Why do I want to quickly finish? Why do I want to quickly finish? So that I can go back into tamas again. So Tamo Guna says, keep. How do you break it? Die with your boots on. Meaning I will be in action. That is Tamo Guna. What is Rajo Guna? I will keep repeating it again and again and again. There is no stopping. There's no stopping. There's no stopping. Yeah. The waves don't stop. 24/7 it is just, I don't know why they are coming and going. God only. When you sit there and see, what you should see? They are coming, going, not knowing. Rajo Guna is wanting to be in that action continuously, again and again and again, irrespective of the outcome of the previous action. I do something, there is an outcome to it, and that outcome will not influence my next doing. And that will not influence my next doing. It means, irrespective of the consequence of my previous doing, I am alert and fresh for the next doing. That's how I break the Rajo Guna. What is Sattva Guna? What is Sattva Guna? That also has to be broken, no? Because Guna Atita. Sattva Guna also has to be broken. To break the Sattva Guna, let us not discuss now. To break the Sattva Guna is out of syllabus. Out of syllabus now. First, to get into so much of Sattva, that the frustration of not aikyam happening. Ungadan sattva varudha. Adu varaikku it is breaking tamas and rajas only. That's why they say keep breaking rajas and tamas, breaking tamas and rajas, and keep getting established in sattva, get established in sattva. Transcending sattva, we need not worry at all. So the effort and the understanding is to get into sattva as much as possible. You follow? You get established in sattva, bahushobhamanam, the Guru will come. Yeah, the Guru will come and the Guru will pull you out of it. The Shastra will come and that will pull you out. That we need not worry. They are all waiting for us to. They are so jobless. We are not giving them any job at all. They are waiting for at least one person should come. Our endeavor is to give them employment. Bahushobhamanam. Morning we saw that, no? Sattva guna, they will come and just take you out. So we need not worry about breaking the sattva guna. Our effort is to be established in sattva guna. Seriya? Okay? Yes.
Or we resist the change. Internally we don't, we are fine with the aggressive guna or with the tamasic guna. That's the challenge. Unless we actively take an advance.
Yes.
This is not going to happen.
Yes. Correct. We win என்னையும் சேர்த்துட்டாரு. Yeah. He would have said I no. We win எதுக்கு எல்லாரையும் சேர்த்துக்கிறாரு. We at least except you சொல்லிருந்தா I would have felt happy. We you should also take. Anyway. The Vedas are all the time available to us, ready to give guidance. We need to approach it, that's all. They are the eternal consultants, without any charge. Vedas are that. Payment lang kadave kadave. So much they are willing to. We have to go and take it from the Vedas. Follow? It's there. We have to approach it.
The next questioner is Venkatachalam. What is the role of free will in pursuing Veda Purva and Upanishadic studies towards self-realization?
What is the role of free will in Veda Purva and Vedanta? Both ways. What is the free will in relation to Veda Purva and free will in relation to Vedanta? First examination you passed. 2 words you used. Veda Purva and Veda Anta. Good. Free will. The free will plays the role in relation to some situations where you have a choice. There are so many situations in life where we don't have a choice. There are some situations in life where we have the choice. What is free will? Free will is the capacity to make the choice. Do you have choice in all situations in life? We don't. Do you have no choice at all? Again, no. It means some aspects you have choice, in some aspects you don't have a choice. So Purushartha or the free will is an understanding on situations over which you have choice and you effectively make use of it. That you can never know by yourself. That you can never know by yourself. It is the Shastra, the scripture that has to teach us this. These are all the situations you have no choice. Do it. These are all the situations you have a choice. Nitya Naimittika Karma, you have no choice. Where do you have choice? Where you don't have a choice? Divide karma into Nitya Karma, Naimittika Karma, Nishiddha Karma, Kamya Karma. Nitya Naimittika Karma, do you have a choice? You have no choice. You have to do it. Whether you like it or not, whether it is pleasant or unpleasant, acceptable, non-acceptable, you have to do it. Where Purushartha comes in here, free will comes in here, the mind will say, I don't like it, I will not do it. Now, where is free will applied now? What is the area where the free will is applied? To control the... From this we derive free will's application is related only to... The application of free will is related only to controlling your mind and telling the mind whether you like it or not, you have to do it. That's the area of free will. Nitya Naimittika Karma, etc. Right through, the role of the free will is in controlling the mind. That is, making effective use of free will. You can also make the wrong use of free will. What is the wrong use of free will? Try and change everything around me. So, I can try and change myself is one way of using the free will. I can change everything around me is another way of using free will. Why not do both, sir? Why not mix match both? As I am changing myself, why can't I change the also? What is the right application of free will? Who come and teaches you that you have a free will? The Shastra teaches you that you have a free will. It means how to employ that free will also, whom you have to consult. That's all. Anga, there is no choice. The one who gives the medicine only should give the dosage also. No. You give the medicine, I will decide the dosage. Now, how does it work? You follow? Again I repeat. The one who gives the medicine should decide the dosage also. You will say, no, you give me the medicine. Dosage? I will decide the dosage. According to me, it doesn't work like that. You follow? So, what is effective? What is free will? From which source I got the understanding that I have the free will is the same source I have to go to make effective use of the free will. You follow? Is it okay?
The next questioner is Usha Venkatachalam. The question is in two parts. As a part of dharmic lifestyle, you mentioned that achara and anusthana must be followed. For example, using the panchanga. The first part of the question is it the principles underlying the panchangam that must be followed or the panchangam in word? And the second part is, since people live in different parts of the world and have different occupations, how should it be followed?
Yes. First part of the question. Is it to be followed in spirit or word? Dharma Shastra says it is in word. not in spirit. Because we don't have the maturity to, if we say follow the spirit, we are back to square one. That is why Dharma Shastra says, don't try the spirit thing and all, follow it by word. So, that is where Dharma Shastra is very tough, very difficult. But we all want to dilute it by calling it as, we have to follow the spirit and suit it according to modern times. Modern times, ancient times, good times, bad times, doesn't matter. Is Dharma Shastra to be followed in spirit? Understand the spirit and do you apply it or follow it word by word? You will not like the answer. No, not you. Nobody will like the answer. But the truth is, you have to stick to the word. Because so much of knowledge and understanding of the Shastra and selflessness is not just understanding of the Shastra. That's why I'm adding the word selflessness. So much of selflessness and understanding of the Shastra is required to understand the spirit and then apply it. You follow? That is why what we do in Dharma Shastra is, we follow the wise one who does it for us. That's why every few centuries there will be a shift in what should be done, what should not be done. It will not be the exact standard of what was told you to do 5,000 years back or 50,000 years back. Every few centuries there will be some wise person sitting and working on Dharma Shastra, studying everything, their selflessness, and they'll come up with some codes. All that we have to do is what? Follow that in word, not in spirit. The moment I am able to understand the spirit, I have outgrown the need of it. You can't say I will outgrow the need of it and then come and do it. The moment you can understand the spirit of it, you have matured. You don't need it only in the first place. You follow? Therefore, the first part, answering the first part. If you don't like it, Badri, sir, idu unga opinion, sir, nu vechukonga. Yeah. You can say it is your opinion. Correct. Doesn't matter. You are not bound by it. Is it to be in spirit or word? Do it by word. But I don't understand it. It is mechanical. It is not applicable to the current day things. Go to whoever you consider as wise and take the word from them and follow. You follow? Whoever you consider as wise, go to them and say, this is not, I'm not able to do this, I'm not able to follow this, what should I do? Then the wise one will do the application part of you and he will give you again the code. Therefore, what you do there, you just follow it. The Upanishad says, wherever you have this dilemma in Achara, go to the wise one. Go to the Guru. And you know, Guru and all is a luxury that very few can afford. Retreat everybody can afford. Yeah. Guru is the real Guru, the true Guru is a luxury. Very few will be able to afford it. So not many will have it. Then what to do? Whoever you consider as wise, do it. If that person is also not there, it keeps coming down. It keeps coming down. It keeps coming down. Finally, if nobody is around, ask the lady in the house and do as she says. You know that? That is Dharma Shastra. If none of it is available, go to the lady of the house and ask her what to do. And whatsoever she does to do. What a power is given to them. They don't understand. Nobody knows. It's not taught, it's not understood. You know? That's how the Upanishad itself describes. Guru. The Guru is not going to be available all the time. Even if the Guru is available, you can't go and ask these things to the Guru. Therefore, what do? You come down. You come down. You come down. Like, in the Brahminical tradition, we say, Atuvadhyar we say. Yeah. We need to have a house priest. I am a house priest for many. I am a house priest for many. What to do? You keep. You have one. When that is also not available, the oldest and the eldest in the family go and ask. When they are also not available. But one thing is very clear. What? One thing is very clear in all this. What? You don't decide. Gosh. One thing is very clear in that. You don't decide. Yeah. You don't decide. சட்டத்தை கையில் எடுத்துக்கூடாது. Yeah. Don't take law onto your hands. You follow? If I can comprehend the spirit and I can apply it, it means I am so matured. The Dharma Shastra will say, don't waste your time with me. Go to the Upanishad now. In the maturity, varathukku dhaan the Dharma Shastra. Having come into that maturity, don't waste your time with me. Go to the Upanishad and understand what? Aham Brahmasmi. Understand that. Why waste time? Here. You follow? This is answering the first part of the question. Second part of the question.
Since people live in different parts of the world and have different occupations, how should it be followed?
How should it be followed? Irrespective of the geographical place, irrespective of the occupation, follow the calendar. It doesn't really, which geography I am in doesn't make any difference. Irrespective of the geography that I am in, follow the calendar. The freedom to choose and being liberal is given only to a jnani, not to everybody. Again I repeat, this is Dharma Shastra. The freedom and to be liberal and to choose all this is given only to a jnani. That which is applicable to a jnani should not be applicable to everybody. But we believe we are all born jnanis. We believe we are born jnanis, therefore I don't need this. You follow? Irrespective of the occupations, irrespective of the geographical place, you need to still follow the calendar. You follow? Still, if you have anything in specific, we will discuss it later. I know what you are arriving at. We will still discuss it later. Seriya?
Next question is from Deepika. The question is the word divine synonymous with Brahman?
Is the word Brahman? Is the word divine?
Synonymous with Brahman.
Brahman. Yes. The word divine is that which inherently has no badness in it. There is nothing demonical in it at all. That is called divine, and that is Brahman. But because we are mixing and going over 2-3 languages, we are using words from all the languages. So in a very broad sense, divine and Brahman can be called one and the same according to the Vedantic English Dictionary, not according to Chambers English Dictionary. Understand the difference. We use divine in a very specific, unique sense, which is very unique to this subject. Follow? So in that angle, divine and Brahman are one and the same. Do you have anything in specific?
It was from that reference, and he said divine is not Brahman. And he said divine is to do with other God. Something along that.
Yes, correct. Now the context is different. That's why I asked you. In the context of the Kenopanishad, the avatara, where Brahman has descended into an yaksha and doing so many, asking questions, taking the power out, giving the power, etc. That is different. In a very general way, divine and Brahman are one and the same. But what we were discussing in the afternoon is a totally different concept. Both are not the same. Words are the same, but what we were discussing is very different topics. And I am not entering into that topic now. You follow?
The next question is from Vijay Reddy. Context is Bhagavad Gita chapter 10 verse 22, where in the series of senses he says, of senses I am the mind, and of living being I am the consciousness. Question: how do I understand Krishna's contradicting statement of him or Brahman being both the mind and the consciousness?
Vijay, Kenopanishad has clearly established. Wisdom means, enlightenment means, wisdom means contradictions. That's all. There is no problem there. In chapter 10, what he does, in the chapter 10 Vibhuti Yoga, what he does, in each and every entity, the essence of that entity, he says it's me. In each and every entity, he takes the very core, he takes the very essence of it. You remove that, that entity cannot exist. He takes that and he says that's me. Saying, what you see as various appearances, in the true sense it is me. He starts from the plurality. Each and everything he takes. Shastra Bhritam Ramaha, he says. Pandavanam Dhananjayaha. To him he says. If you had told this to somebody else, it makes sense. Arjuna, you think you have an independent existence? It is me. Arjuna should have woken up and ran away from the battle then only, isn't it? Supposing he has told somebody else, it is understandable. Now, supposing I am telling you, Vijay, You think you are Vijay, it is me. What will you think? What will you say? That's what he said, no? So, what does that mean? In each and everything, he takes the vibhuti, the glory. That which makes it what it is, the glory of it, and he says, it's me, it's me, it's me. So, amongst the senses, what is the most important thing where all the senses report to? The senses report to the mind, the subtle body. Mind here refers to the subtle body. Therefore, amongst the instruments, I am the mind, because the senses report to the mind. I am the boss of the organization. That's all he said. And then he comes on to says, I am the consciousness of beings. Of beings, I am consciousness. There is that infinite variety of beings. That infinite variety of beings, one thing is common to all the variety is the consciousness is the common denominator for all that. So he takes that consciousness, he takes the common denominator factor, the consciousness, and he says, that's me. There's no contradictions here. You follow? At least in one chapter where he doesn't contradict this, chapter 10 and 11. 11 lo kuda, the second part of Vishwarupa, he is very scary. Just scared only. Contradictions don't appear a lot. Chapter 7, chapter 9, chapter 2 lalanda full of contradictions. You follow? So, Vibhuti means the best, the essence. Vibhuti means the best, the essence. So, he takes the best, the essence of everything, and he is saying, it's me, it's me, it's me. Vibhuti Yoga. You follow? There is no contradiction here. Independently, he is saying, you see the plurality, you see the best, what all is the best in everything, that's me. Meaning, you can't claim anything, you don't have any glory. If at all there is any glory, I am lending you that. Anybody says anything I have done, Vibhuti Yoga comes and says, no, it's me. I am the one who's doing it. You follow?
Next questioner is Chandralekha. How does awareness as per mantra 4 part 2 will help in enlightenment? What is the practice to keep awareness going in and through every experience?
Pratibodha viditam matam amrutatvam hi vindati. Adha mantra. Pratibodha viditam. Adha clue. So the word is pratibodha viditam. Bodha means experience. These experiences, in each and every experience, there is a possibility. What is the possibility? The possibility of remembering the enlivener. So, remembering the enlivener is called awareness. So, awareness is nothing but, awareness is not like I am aware of the light, I am aware of the speaker, I am aware of you. It is not that. In Vedantic language, awareness means remembering the enlivener. So, in every experience, there is a possibility to remember the enlivener. And that remembrance is the reinforcement. That remembrance is the reinforcement. Continuous reinforcement over a period of time will result in the understanding that Aham Brahmasmi. It's not that you are brainwashing yourself to believe I am Brahman. It is the fact. Meaning, we are not imagining we are conscious now, no? Are we imagining that we are conscious? No, we are conscious. That which we are conscious of keeps changing, that is variable. I am conscious is invariable. What I am conscious of is variable. But I am conscious is not variable. Therefore, remembering the invariable factor in all the variable factors. Remembering the consciousness in all the various experiences. Pratibodha viditam. Viditam means knowledge. The awareness of pratibodha. What is that pratibodha viditam? Awareing of consciousness. Awareing of consciousness. Here, awareing of consciousness means awareness of awareness. You be aware of your awareness. You be conscious of your consciousness. Is that what it means? No, that's not what it means. It is remembrance. We have to use the word remembrance here. Pratibodha viditam. That's where the basic knowledge of Sanskrit language, of the Vedic Sanskrit, will help you to understand what is this Pratibodha viditam means. Awareing means it is not awareness of awareness. It is not conscious of consciousness. Then it's a loop. Conscious of consciousness. Again you are conscious of that, conscious of being conscious. It is, then you will end up in a situation like parallel mirrors in the barber shop. You go to the barber shop, there will be mirrors in opposite direction. You see one mirror, you see that reflection. You see that another. Beyond a point, you can just, it goes on like 2-3 minutes, you stand and stare at it. It will go infinite, it will go. So that is not our, so conscious of consciousness is not, it should be understood as remembrance of consciousness. What is remembrance of consciousness means? There is an entity that is detached from everything that it is enlivening. There is an entity that is detached from everything that is happening. Remembering the detached entity. That detached entity, technical name for that is consciousness. So what is consciousness? The detached entity. Pratibodha viditam means remembering that detached entity which is Brahman, also known as consciousness. That's how you attain enlightenment. Yes, it should be at the background. Tato smara, pratakum smara. Isavasya Upanishad. Remember. The key to Vedanta is remembrance. So whenever we talk about awareness, consciousness, we don't have the basic connections to understand it as remembrance. Isavasya says, Tato smara, smriti means remembrance. Remember. Because we have a tendency to forget. The method is remembrance is the method, not creation. Remembrance means that which is there already. We tend to forget. Remember. Pratibodha viditam means remembering the consciousness, remembering the detached entity in and through everything. By remembering that, you become that. By remembering that, you are that will be understood automatically. You need to make an effort to remember. You need not make an effort to say, I am that. Remember that. This continuous remembering will make you to understand you are that. You follow? That's all. Remembrance is the key word here.
The next questioner is Anshu. Is Samanya Dharma and Sadharana Dharma both mean the universal law? Can Vishesha Dharma deviate itself from universal law? If so, how far and for how long can it be stretched?
Who decides all that, Anshu? Already said. The Samanya Dharma, Vishesha Dharma and all, don't get worried. Don't worry about all the follow Dharma. But how this is an answer, sir? Samanya Dharma. Universal Dharma. Samanya Dharma is common sense. What we call as common sense in Sanskrit is called Sadharana Dharma. Common sense it is. What is common sense? You leave your phone behind, common sense, that nobody will pick it up, or they will pick it up and find out who it is and hand it over. It is common sense. Sadharana Dharma it is. You follow? And the Sadharana Dharma is so nice to hear on paper, but in reality it doesn't work. That's why we all have pockets and we keep putting it in pockets. You follow? So Sadharana Dharma is common sense. Vishesha Dharma is, Vishesha means the Dharma that is applicable according to the time, the place, the situation. In Vishesha Dharma, what are all the factors that goes into Vishesha Dharma? Desha, Kala, Patra. Time, place, person. Desha, Kala, Patra. That person again is divided into, the Varna and the Ashrama. So, it is Desha, Kala, Varna, Ashrama. Dharma, Vishesha Dharma means it has to be, that's why colloquially we say understand everything in the context and don't take it out of context. That context is called, that applying the principles, that context is Vishesha. Because when the context changes, the meaning also changes. In English language we say stick to the context and don't take it out of context. So, Samanya Dharma means no context at all. Simply saying a few things which is universally, in an ideal world, in an ideal scenario, those things exist. But actually it doesn't make any sense at all. What is Vishesha Dharma? It is decided by Desha, Kala, Patra. Again, Gita, he says, Deshe Kalecha, Patrecha. The Desha, Kala and Patra. The time, the place, the person. You can say time, place, situation, person. You can go on adding it to make it more and more precise. The person means what? Again the person is defined by Varna and Ashrama. Varna means what is the proportion of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. That is Varna. Ashrama means which stage of life. Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa. So Vishesha Dharma means that which takes into consideration the time, the place, the proportion of the gunas and your current ashrama. You follow? So much of thinking needs to be done before we come into Vishesha Dharma. Since we cannot think so much objectively because we always have a hidden interest, we cannot do it by ourselves. We go to somebody who is supposed to be objective and follow whatever that person says. Is it okay? No. the Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Shudra is a name given to the guna proportion. It is the guna proportion. 4 names are given to the 4 guna proportions. I avoided using those 4 words because it seems so discriminative, derogatory nowadays. Again, it is our mistake. But since everybody has made that mistake, it has become correct. That's why I am not using the word Varna. Varna means the guna proportion. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. What are the 4 proportions? Anybody remembers? Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Second, Rajas, Rajas, Tamas. Correct. Third, Rajas, Tamas, Sattva. Fourth, 4 proportion da. Inga vandu 3 into 3, 9 la varad. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. How many proportions it will have? It will have only these 4 proportions. Because there are only these 4 proportions possible, it is divided into 4 varnas. Because those words are so misunderstood and so difficult to explain rightly, it is better to use the word guna proportion. So I use the word guna proportion because it is based on the guna proportion. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaha. It is said very clearly. This varnas is based on the guna and the karma. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam. Again chapter 4, no? This 4-fold caste is created by me based on the guna and the karma. The guna will naturally lead to that karma. That's what it means. You follow? Therefore, Vishesha Dharma, to understand Vishesha Dharma, the context. What is the context? The time, the place, the patra. Desha Kala Patra. Patra means Varna and Ashrama. The Dharma in Brahmacharya Ashrama is not the Dharma in Grihastha Ashrama. The Dharma in Grihastha Ashrama is not a Dharma in Vanaprastha Ashrama. The Dharma in Sannyasa Ashrama is different. That's why it is called Ashrama. Ashrama, Romba Shrama. Ashrama means Romba Shrama nartha. Shrama means difficulty. Sanskrit language. Shramana nartha. Difficulty. Shrama means difficulty. If you prefix it with a, it's non, opposite of shrama. No shrama at all. A means more. Shrama means difficulty. Ashrama means more difficulty. What is the difficulty there? The dharma is the difficulty there. Doing that which you are supposed to do, whether you like it or not, is the difficulty. Now, Vishesha Dharma says that which is the dharma for the student is not a dharma for the householder. That which is the dharma for the householder is not the dharma for one who is in the transitional phase. For the one who has attained, who has reached the state of sannyasa, dharma becomes different. You follow? It's all different. Which is all, you cannot know it by yourself. Why you cannot know it by yourself? Why you cannot know it by yourself? You really don't know your guna proportion. You cannot know your guna. You don't know your guna proportion. If everybody were to be asked, what is your guna proportion? Everybody will say, Tamas illa sir. Tamas, definitely no. Rajas, Dirgha. Sattva is also there. No Tamas. Oh my God. Yeah. Almost like Nachiketa's level we should be in. Isn't it? Because the guna, we don't understand our guna proportion. You follow? Therefore, the one who knows how the guna functions, one who has understood how the guna functions, one who has gone through the gunas and traveled through these gunas and transcended the gunas, are the one who is qualified to say all this. That is why we say, go to the Shastra and take guidance from the Shastra. You follow? Why we cannot do it by ourselves? If you can do it by yourself, if you can know your guna proportion, you cannot know your guna proportion. We cannot know it by ourselves. That is why we always say, everything else we know except our own self. We will know the guna proportion of others also, we will know. Yeah. This person is tamasic, this person is rajasic, this person is tamasic, this person is rajasic. No sattvic other than me. Yeah. We know the guna proportion of everybody very clearly. But you can never know your guna proportion. That much of introvertedness is required. That much of Atma Vichara is required to know your guna proportion. It will be very difficult for you to know by yourself. But you are exhibiting it all the time. You don't know. We don't know that we are exhibiting it. So the wise one seeing it, understands the guna proportion, and then Vishesha Dharma. They will come and tell you, this is for you. That's why Vedantic literature, the scripture, the moksha is always a one-on-one conversation. It's not a congregational discourse at all. Because the guna proportions are varying. The guna proportions are different, the ashramas are different, the time and place is different. How can there be a congregational discourse on dharma? You can never have a congregational discourse on dharma. Congregational discourse on Brahman you can have. Can Yeah, since we can have a congregational discourse on Brahman you can have. But you can never have a congregational discourse on dharma. That is why they say, it is told to you. That's it. That which is told to you is only for you. It cannot be for somebody else. That's why Dharma Shastra is so unique and beautiful. You follow? We'll finish it off. And நாளைக்கு meet பண்றோமா இங்க? இல்ல. Then we'll finish it off. He's saying only one more question, but 8 o'clock. And tomorrow we are not meeting. Finish பண்ணுங்க.
So the next questioner is Ranjini. Does dharma precede Shraddha or the other way? Is Shraddha the base to follow dharma from initial stage to advanced stage? Does Shraddha grow as we advance, or Shraddha is a state after leading a dharmic life?
இதுதான் law of karma. இல்லையா, கடைசியில வரும். I'm thinking, I don't know how you managed her. Very difficult, no? Usha ma'am was Ranjini's teacher. Very difficult to manage her. Very difficult to handle her. Very difficult to handle her. Question padingo tirthi.
Does dharma precede Shraddha or the other way?
Does dharma precede Shraddha? Dharma comes first. Dharma comes first, not Shraddha. Dharma comes first.
Is Shraddha the base to follow dharma from initial stage to advanced stage?
One by one. Is Shraddha
the base to follow dharma from initial stage to advanced stage?
From initial stage to advanced stage, it is from effort to Shraddha. The initial stage is effort. Dharma requires a lot of effort. It is not. We should not say it is Shraddha. We should say it as effort. So, dharma comes with lot of effort. The person who has done a lot of effort develops Shraddha. in the sequence of Shraddhavan Labate Jnanam, he talks about the 12 yajna karmas, and those 12 doing those 12 yajna karmas will bring about the Shraddha, and then you will get knowledge. That's how he gives the sequence, no? Am I correct? Ganesh, correct sonadhu? Yeah, he talks about the 12 yajnas, the efforts. After doing all that, there is the Shraddha comes following yajna karma. You follow? That is effort. What does it mean? Dharma means putting in the right effort. It's not Shraddha, it's effort. You follow? How do you define Shraddha? What is the definition of Shraddha? What is the definition of Shraddha? A conviction on something that you can never ever understand what it is. That is Shraddha. If you can understand it somehow, there is no Shraddha. Shraddha means a conviction upon which you can never ever understand. That's why Shraddha comes through lot of effort. It doesn't come first. Shraddha comes later. Effort comes first.
My belief is that whether I understand your teaching or not, whether I pursue or not, I don't know where this path is going to take me, but still I am pursuing this knowledge for the last 10 years. Can there be any grain of Shraddha in the matter, or do you think it is only the effort that has taken me to here?
Yes, it is only the effort. It is only the effort. Shraddha is a wonderful state of no possibility of doubt at all exists. Shraddha is a state. It's a wonderful state to be in, Shraddha, where the possibility of doubt doesn't exist at all, because all doubts are erratic, all doubts are gone. You follow? You follow what I am saying? So the initial stage is always effort only, not Shraddha. We all follow on some faith. That is not Shraddha. We all follow things on some faith. That is not. Don't equate the ordinary faith that we are operating with, by which we do things, and connect it to, and don't think it as Shraddha. Because whatsoever you do, there is a lurking doubt behind. In Shraddha, that doubt doesn't exist at all. There is no doubt at all. Jump means jump. That's all. Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlada, how did you survive all this? He said, why are you asking me? I don't know. Why are you asking me how did you survive? Because he was pushed from the cliff. Prahlada. He came out as though nothing happened actually. Isn't it? Elephants trampled, run over him. Nothing happened. Poison. Nothing happened. Hiranyakashipu is asking, how did you manage all this? He said, you should go and ask Narayana. Because he is the one who is doing all this. Why are you asking? Why are you asking me as though I am the doer? If I am the doer, then you can ask me. But Prahlada took the stance. What? If I am pushed, I am pushed. Narayana, fall. Bones break, Narayana. Get up as though nothing has happened. That is Shraddha. You follow? That is a very high level of growth. So, we can never start with Shraddha. We all start with some basic elementary faith here and there. And that element, what we have is that basic elementary faith Don't mistake it to be Shraddha. That's why I always use the differential word and say it is Shraddha, it is Shraddha, it is Shraddha, and Shraddha comes as the end, not in the beginning. See, where you perceive a benefit, you will trust. Our faith, the faith that we have, the trust that we have and all is very shallow. As long as we perceive a faith, as long as we perceive a benefit, I will trust. The moment that benefit goes, what goes out? The faith also goes out, which is not Shraddha. Supposing if bones are broken, will Prahlada lose his Shraddha? He won't. But his bones will not get broken. That's the beauty of it. Because Shraddha in the divine, it just carries you. The Shraddha in the divine is just carries you. And to have conviction in the divine means not to trust the ego. You can't believe in the ego. You can't be the ego and trust the divine. You have to drop the ego. You have to leave the ego to trust the divine. Prahlada says, I don't know. I don't exist as an ego. If I am jumped, if elephants run over me, let it run over. Whatsoever happens, if my bones are broken, that is also good for me. If elephants run over me and I am pulped to death, that's also good for me. That is Shraddha. Otherwise, we think Shraddha means all the good things only should happen. If one or two bad things happens, Shraddha is gone. It means there is no Shraddha in the first place. You follow? Follow them,
To answer that, what it says, the last sentence reads, the Shraddha grow as we advance, or Shraddha is a state after leading the dharmic life.
Yes, Shraddha is a state after we lead the dharmic life. What we start with basic faith, don't mistake it to be Shraddha. Because in our faith has doubt in it. Just as your love has hatred in it. Just as your love has hatred hidden in it, your faith has doubt hidden in it. In Shraddha, the opposite doesn't exist at all. சரியா?